Hi everyone, Michelle back with another creepy story here for you. This is kind of a Reddit story. They claim they were posting it to Reddit, but I actually found it on a Facebook post for a Bigfoot group. So it came up in my suggested. I wasn't even in that group, so I was kind of lucky that it came up. Since they said they were planning to share it to Reddit and they posted it there, I figured they wouldn't mind me sharing this here. The best part is that this story comes with a photo, so I'm going to read to you guys what they left with the description. I'm not going to give you their name just because, I don't know if they'd be okay with that or not, but yeah, so it looks pretty neat. So let's give you our first Bigfoot sighting story here, and I'm excited that there will be photos to share with you. I'll share it at the end. So this is what they had to write about it. I am posting this on Reddit. I'm vacationing with my family in a cabin in the mountains in between Boone and Lenoir, North Carolina. We were hiking up the mountain near our cabin and crossed a private access trail for the Blue Ridge Mountain Club, and I realized that I should not have been trespassing. I was walking with my little girl, and I will note for you guys that it was a female who posted this story. She was also walking with her 2 dogs off leash. Once she saw the print, they also saw some deer tracks, and then they saw a suspicious print with the deer tracks. So they said they were about half a mile up this trail that they shouldn't have been on when this happened. She then says, I took this photo, which I'm going to show you guys at the end, and then immediately turned around, which kind of does make sense if it was a woman with her child, and yeah, so that kind of adds up. Said that they didn't see any more prints other than this one that they photoed, but they did not look super hard. I kind of get the feeling that they wanted to get out of there and get back to the cabin with the child and the dogs. The photo doesn't really do it justice. My 10-year-old thought that it was a giant moose track. Haha. But there was clearly a large, big toe. And I do see that when I look at the photo that I'm going to show you guys, which is why I decided to share this with you guys. I think whatever this was either the left foot of something unexplainable, or somebody was playing a joke. It was on a muddy section right off of the trail, and I can't imagine that this trail gets much traffic. So that's kind of the end of what they had to say. The thing that interests me about this one is that it does sound like the trail was probably pretty specific access, unless you did stumble upon it accidentally like she did. There wouldn't be a lot of traffic there, she felt, and why somebody would come up to just randomly make one muddy footprint that was fake and then leave it and go, like who would they be planning to see it in a kind of quiet area like that? So that is kind of the question here. She does describe it as they're kind of up in the mountains, so it's kind of interesting. But I do wish she had kind of looked around for some more tracks to see if what other stuff could have supported it. But there must not have been any people tracks coming up to this track, because she noted all of the deer tracks. So something to think about. So I'm going to put this photo up for you guys so that you can see it. All right, guys. So it took me a second to figure out how to get that up here for you guys, but check this out. So this is the poster's foot. You can also see over here the 10-year-old child print. So story, by what I'm seeing of them, matches what they said. Print looks pretty large. She is a female poster. So even if you assume, kind of the average woman size seems to be around size like 9, Even if her shoe size is kind of small, it looks like about the width of that print looks like about 2 of her shoes would fit next to each other in there, so she could like stand in there. Very wide. It's not super long, but it really does look like toe impressions in the top. So I do get what she says about seeing the big toe particularly. I'm assuming, you know, our big toe. I couldn't say how many toes. I can say that doesn't look like anything that I would think should be there naturally, unless, like she said, somebody was out making mischief and they were trying to make a prank. And that's kind of, I guess you never know with this type of evidence, but I was excited to share a story that it was recent and it had a photo with it, and definitely I think if you think of a Bigfoot sighting, I think a mountainous terrain in North Carolina, probably wooded and stuff like that, like, yeah, absolutely, I think this could be the kind of place she would see that. So I do understand why she would want to get out of there with a 10-year-old with her. However, I kind of wish she had looked for a little more evidence around there, but at least she did have some good descriptors with the story. So I'm kind of tending to believe the sighting, honestly, unless the poster themselves, you know, did fake it for some glory, but I don't feel like that's really the case here. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. Thanks for hanging in there. I know it's a little longer. I wanted to make sure that you guys got a minute to look at this print. If you wanted to think about it a little bit, you guys can kind of see it. So tell me what you think, and if you think this is possibly a Bigfoot. Talk to you guys later.